If I go without an endorsement, I am my
legally
role,
legally you're PIC,
I
but
am the PIC.
you
but
cannot lock it.
Exactly, I cannot log it.
Because no one give you authorization. People think that, okay, if you want to become like A320 or 737 or 777 PIC, then you need an ATP, or you need working in the airline and become a captain in the airline. Is that true?
You can be a private pilot with Boeing if you want.
Correct, yeah.
You can pay for it, then sure. Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you guys are doing fine, as today we are going to talk about 3 words that pilots love the most. It's pilot in command. PIC talks about independence. PIC talks about authority. And the most important thing, it talks about responsibility. We're going to cover all about that in this episode with me. My name is Betsy, and this is Pilotcast. Gimma!
Hi, Betsy.
How are you?
I'm great, doing fine. How about you?
I'm good.
All right, I'm really excited about our discussion today.
Yes, it's kind of topic that will just never end, you know.
Never end, correct. Yeah, all the pilots around the world, different regulation, they always like make a very hot discussion about PIC.
Yeah.
Can I log PIC, or what is the requirement to become a PIC? Do I need to become the airline captain first before I can qualify as PIC?
That's kind of far.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so for everyone who has ever flown an aircraft, have had their own experience of like handling an aircraft and putting their first number on the logbook, they would have known the importance of a PIC, right? PIC hours, that's the one that employers see first, how many PIC hours you have.
Even insurance.
Yeah, even insurance, right?
Yeah.
So it does give a lot of benefit if pilots have a lot of PIC hours.
Correct.
And that's the one that you lock the first time you say bye-bye to your instructor. Yeah, so it's very important. But
and a lot of people also not realize if they spend the whole career as the first officer in the airline, they don't build the PIC time. So maybe they have like 3,000 to 4,000 or 5,000 hours, but it's like they have 200 hours plus on a PIC, maybe because they are in the flying school before, and then they jump into the corporate jet or the airline companies, but they don't build a PIC. They're first officer for like 20 years.
Yeah.
So now they got like 6,000, 7,000, but that's total time. That's good, but the PIC time is less than 500 hours. So it's like, we can say like a little useless, right? So it's better if you fly like little Cessna 8,000 hours PIC. That's like more valuable.
yes, it shows more actual experience where you are the
pilot in command.
The pilot, like the real definition of a pilot in command.
Yeah, so we need to review back. So what is exactly pilot in command? A lot of senior pilot thinks that the pilot in command is different. If you're a pilot in command in a Cessna Citation CJ, like small, or Mustang, you cannot be a pilot in command in 777 because that's a bigger airplane. Basically, they forgot it's like a both are same turbojet airplane, right? Multi-engine land. And then if you're pilot in command in citation and you got a type rating in the 777, then you can be a PIC in the 777. Here we have our aim. I know it's 2021, now it's 2022, but it's still current actually. It's still valid as long as you double check with the online version of the code, the VAR aim, right? So let's take a look to the legal definition. What is pilot in command? So what do you think? What is pilot in command based on that VAR aim 1.1?
Okay, so in a nutshell, basically it's the one that is responsible for a safe operation of the aircraft.
Correct. That's a pilot in command. So let's say you have a broken airplane. The broken airplane will be the responsible of the operator, the airplane owner or the FBA or the maintenance. But you as a pilot in command when you jump into the airplane and you want to fly that airplane, okay, based on your judgment and your intention to fly that airplane, now the responsibility is become yours.
Yes.
Right? Because that's your responsibility to make sure to conduct the flight safely, that including to do the pre-flight check on that airplane. You have to make sure that all the logbooks, all the inspection is done properly. Then you will take decision, okay, I'm going to take this airplane and fly with my family. Then something happened, that's on you.
Right.
Right? And then number two, the pilot in command is the sole manipulator of the airplane. This is a lot of people not realize, the sole manipulator of the airplane. So we fly boats together.
Right.
You are a flight instructor, I'm flight instructor. Who will become the pilot in command?
That is an agreement that we have to do before we fly.
Okay, so let's say I'm the pilot in command, I'm flying now. I'm pilot in command, and I say that, okay, I'm a little tired, I'm gonna go to sleep for a while. Fly the airplane, I'm sleeping now. So who's the pilot in command?
Me?
Yeah, why?
Because I am now the sole manipulator of the aircraft.
Regardless whatever we agree before, the agreement is between you and me. If there's something happened and we need to talk with the police officer, we talk about the NTSB, right? Then who's the pilot in command is somehow we're gonna refer with our agreement before. But now, regardless about that agreement, whoever touched the flight control and fly that, she is or he will be the pilot in command. Is that clear enough?
Yeah.
If you are rated for that airplane, you are proficient, you are current, it means that your flight review done, your medical done, okay, within the period of the currency,
Right.
then let's say you're a single engine airplane pilot for land. Okay, then you fly this Piper PA-28 or you fly the TBM, then you're a pilot in command. But let's say you're flying the bigger airplane like Cirrus jet, you don't have the type rating of the Cirrus jet, then you cannot be the pilot in command.
So at any given point, the pilot in command can only be one person.
Yeah, actually only one pilot in command in one airplane, but there's some circumstances there will be two pilot in command in the airplane.
Two people can log pilot in
Correct.
command time.
Yeah, when that happen is when that airplane required more than two pilot operation at any given time. When that airplane become two pilot operation. Do you have any idea on that?
When you need a safety pilot.
Correct. Yeah, that's a 91.109. So when you make that airplane required to become a safety pilot, to become two pilot operation, then both can log a pilot in command, right? When we talking about the safety pilot, there's a relation to the instrument flight. When we fly under VFR beautiful day, but we want to practice our instrument, then we need to we use the fuel limiting device. Correct? When you use the fuel limiting device, you cannot see outside, then you will need a safety pilot, which is the safety pilot need to be minimum private pilot. We have to know there are two types of PIC. That's the first will be the real PIC, the flying PIC, because he's the sole manipulator of the airplane. And the other one will be the acting PIC. What's the meaning of acting PIC? So acting PIC, because my other pilot cannot see outside, then who will take the responsibility for the safety of the airplane?
For traffic.
For traffic, right? But think about this. How if both of us, we fly into IMC?
Then you don't need a safety pilot, actually.
Correct. At that moment, I cannot lock PIC because you don't need me. By the law, actual is actual. You have to take out the hood, let's say like that, and you can fly like normally. But in that day, you're not instrument current.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you're not instrument current. Then we have to change the flight plan before you entering the clouds. We have to switch that into IFR. The question is, who can get the eligibility for requesting that IFR clearance?
Well, the one who is eligible to be a PIC in IFR.
Yeah, which is you have to be instrument rated pilot, You have to be current, which is
Right.
that the 6 hits,
Correct.
right? Holding interception, 6
And I am
approaches.
not at that point.
You are not. You fly, boom. And I'm not flying. You just sit there. Who can lock the PIC time?
Me.
Can you?
Yeah.
You're not current. You are not instrument rated.
But I'm the sole manipulator of the aircraft.
Correct. Me, can I lock PIC and instrument?
No.
Why?
Because it's actual. I don't necessarily need you.
Correct.
And also,
I don't touch the airplane.
you don't touch the control.
Yeah, right. I don't touch the airplane, and that's it. You're still flying. Like you borrow my license to fly under that
The IFR flight
for a flight plan. It's kind of weird situation.
Yeah.
Right. And
pretty
then
muddy, I would say. Because basically the regulation can't just cover all scenarios
Correct.
possible.
Then we need to talk with the FAA legal interpretation. You can Googling for that. You talk with the AOPA for that situation. Okay. Now, there's another funny case. So let's say you're just past private pilot
Okay?
and you're taking instrument rating with me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm your CFII. We're doing the instrument training. Can you lock PIC when you do instrument rating training?
Yes, I can. And that's what people are doing. And that's a really nice thing.
In the United States,
In the-
yes. But some country, I found that, let's say, Asia country, okay, we are flying in Indonesia, we're flying in Singapore, Malaysia. Somehow, when you do the instrument rating training, they still consider you as a student. And you always lock your time at P2. I don't know why. Because when we take a look to their regulation, let's say, for instance, Indonesia. Indonesia has the civil aviation safety regulation. It's same part 61, and they got 6151 because that's all about the logbooks, right? And it stayed the same thing. It's the sole manipulator of the airplane, which is you rated. And that's always be a problem when we have the students come and want to convert their license to the FAA. And I really confused when one time I saw their logbook. Hey, you're already a private pilot and you're taking instrument rating course. Why there's a P2 over there?
Because you're rated in that area.
Correct, yeah. But now, let's say you're a commercial pilot, single engine, and you want to get a multi-engine rating add-on. The question is, can you lock the PIC?
No, because I'm only rated in airplane single engine.
Correct, yeah. In that particular things, you cannot lock PIC. Dual training, I will sign it for you, but you cannot get PIC. Even, let's say, we're trained here in Van Nuys, and then your check route will be in Camarillo. Okay?
Okay.
We have done the training, and I cannot accompany you to fly over there. Can you fly that airplane?
Yeah, I need an endorsement.
Endorsement.
I cannot just go on my own.
Yes. Sole occupant of the airplane. You're flying their airplane. Sole manipulator and sole occupant of the airplane.
Okay.
And for you to legally lock as the pilot in command is my endorsement.
Yes.
That-
If I go without an endorsement, I am my
Legally,
role,
legally you're PIC,
I
but
am the PIC.
you
but
cannot lock it.
Exactly. I cannot log it.
Because no one give you authorization. Then this authorization, who is the real pilot in command actually with this authorization?
The instructor.
Correct. Even though I'm on the ground, something happened to you.
It's your responsibility.
It's my responsibility because I give you authorization for that. All right? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So it's really important for all the pilots there to know what is category and what is class. Now, how about if you fly the more than 12,500 pounds max gross weight, of course, and then how if you want to fly the turbojet airplane?
Now, for that one, you would need what we call type rating.
Correct,
This is
yeah.
where a lot of people get confused when they talk about rating. They thought instrument rating and type rating is the same
Because
thing.
it's same rating
Rating
names.
at the end, yeah.
Yeah, so when we need type rating, it means when we fly the 12,500 pounds weight, and then it's turbojet airplane. Even though that experimental small little turbojet airplane, you still need a type rating on that experimental. People think that, okay, if you want to become like A320 or 737 or 777 PIC, then you need an ATP. Or you need working in the airline and become a captain in the airline. Is that true?
No.
Why?
You can be a private pilot with Boeing if you want.
Correct, yeah.
You can pay for it, then sure.
There's nothing to do with the ATP or private pilot. So it depends on what part of operation that you fly.
Yes.
You fly part 91, you fly part 125, 135, 121, that matter. So now we're a little bit more now, okay? So stay tuned there because this is getting more interesting. Now, you're flying for the charter company,
Okay.
135.
Okay.
Can you become the PIC with the commercial pilot license?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So the 135 operator, if you want to pilot in command, you only need a commercial pilot with certain hours over there.
Yes.
Okay. You can take a look on the eligibility and the 135. How about 121?
No, you cannot.
Why?
Because you need your ATP.
Correct. Even the first officer now in the United States, you need ATP.
Yes.
Okay. So when you fly the 121, but you fly a little Cessna 172 that's certified under 121, you're a single engine land pilot, 121. Now you're flying the same Cessna, but for 121 operation. You're a commercial pilot. Can you become the PIC?
No.
No. A lot of people doesn't think about that. They think that, okay, if I fly the A320, I cannot be PIC because I'm not ATP. If you're flying the little Cessna, but the Cessna is certified or that operation under 121, you cannot fly as well. Now, we're flying the jet, you got a type rating, then the 737 or A320. Can you become the pilot in command in that 737 or A320?
That depends. Some people get limitation.
Yep. So what kind of limitation?
It's SOE.
What is that?
Supervised operating experience.
Correct. Yeah, that's 6164. So basically, if you're a brand new pilot, you got your first type rating. Most of the time, people get a type rating in the simulator, in the level D full flight simulator. You can go to flight safety. You can go to anywhere. You do the full training and the check ride under the flight simulator.
Right.
Okay. In the United States, if you get a training in the level D and then you pass the check ride on the level D, actually you can go directly to the airplane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that they are same. Now, if you're taking the PIC type rating on your commercial or on your private pilot, okay, if that multi-engine, then you have to have the multi-engine instrument rating, okay? They will give you a limitation of 25 hours PIC.
What kind of limitation is that?
So that's a PIC limitation. You need to fly with other qualified PIC, and they will sign on your logbook. That's named the supervised operating experience, like you said. After 25 hours, okay, then you will go to the type certificate evaluator or to the FAA Visto. They will remove the 25 hours limitation. In my case, my first type rating was in the citation 5. And I don't get the limitation. Do you know why?
Because you did it in the aircraft?
Correct, yeah. I did all the training and actually in the check ride. If you do the check ride on the airplane and the FAA examiner over there and then give you the certificate, then there will be no limitation on that.
Oh, okay.
So I got my full PIC without limitation on my first type rating. Then when I go for the other second type rating, that type rating will refer to my type rating. So let's say now I get a 737 type rating. My 737 will be the full PIC without any limitation.
Oh, that's neat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So where we can find that information? 61, 64. Everything is there. Now, then after you get that type rating, then you can fly. Maybe you are a very rich pilot. You buy your own jumbo jet like John Travolta.
Right. That's what I'm about to say.
Right? The 707, he bought it.
Park it at the back of your house.
Yeah. And then he only private pilot. Because let's say he already fly with the other qualified PIC and get removal and that. So can he fly as a PIC?
Yes, he can.
Because he is type on that airplane. He is a sole manipulator of the control. Then he is a PIC. Now we get a very clear understanding now.
I
right?
hope so for everyone who's watching as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Bottom line, the pilot in command is a person who has the highest responsibility.
True.
And can make authority. Okay, any decision. Maybe you can also violate from the ATC instruction as long as the concern is safety. And hopefully everyone understand and then get some benefits from our pilot cast today.
Yes, yeah. So everyone, if you have any more questions, because this is, like I said before, this is a topic that applies for a lot of scenarios. So if you have your own questions with your own scenario, feel free to drop it in the comment below, and we might be able to talk about it on our next episode.
Yeah, or even drop us an email or WhatsApp. Betsy will more than happy to talk with you.
All right, have a good one and stay flying. Bye-bye.